Hi, boys and girls. My name is Wimana Clarissa Musadiedine IT Year 2. I'm going to present how to create a braggable database and creating table inside the database and how to insert a record and also how to create template on that Oracle database. First of all, deeply my presentation, it is on database creation and navigation. We must create two databases as follow. Database 1 must be named using my first name. Database 2 must be named using my second name or surnames. In the first database called my first name, create at least one entity or tables of my choice, and also we switch the second database called my surname, and also create at least one entity on that database, and also how to navigate between two databases. Database template: create a database template from one of the database you configured. For that one, I create database. I will create a database template for my existing database of my choice, and also I may explain briefly why templates are useful in Oracle database management. That is my works. I'm going to do quickly for starting with creating database. First of all, must switch Oracle space hyphen space oracles. Switch my Oracle password. Then you go on oracles. In that oracles, in order to create database inside the Oracle, we write SQL plus space slash space as dba. Then we go on SQL. On that SQL, you must start up inside my SQL plus must write startup. Semicolon, then that startup is used to start my oracles. Wait. Those are by Oracle startup. Then continue with checking my root container is open. We must write show con name, then semicolon. My root container is open, as you see. The second is is for showing how many pluggable database you have. You write show pdbs, then comma. On my database we have, in my Oracle we have database pdb seed, pdb1 Clarisse is already created, but it is mounted ibedi ibedi are mounted data. That database I may create for studies, and also in order to create another database such my first name Clarisse and my second name, we must first to delete that one in order to create new database called my first name and last name, and that template must delete it in order to make it easy, or to make it permanent. We have first to delete, to drop database, to drop pluggable database called Clarisse, and semicolon taki error. Let me check what kind of that error, what I'm missing, where I am missing. We write drop pluggable drop pluggable drop pluggable database Clarisse, including all files about that database, including data files. That one. Wait, pluggable database dropped. Let me check by using show pdbs. Here we see my database Clarisse is already deleted, and also we're gonna to delete database Wimana. Search drop pluggable database Wimana, including data files. Then we database Wimana is dropped. Let me check show pdbs taki. As we see, database Clarisse and database Wimana, those are deleted, and also we go on deleting template and that cron. We will write Alita. First of all, Alita pluggable database Clarisse Clarice template write a template, close immediate, then the key. Some missing. Why? Let me. Oh, I have some missing. Let me try again. Alita pluggable database, Clarice template, close, immediate. Okay, that's error. Why that errors? Let me continue with drop pluggable database, Clarice template, Clarice template, including data files. Okay. Then template is treated. Let me show PDBs. Okay. You see the template is already dropped, and then we do that. How to delete that database clone. Those database Clarice and database Wemana and their template are dropped. Let me create a new one. We use create database, create pluggable database, database called Clarice, my first name, admin user, Wimana, my user, have it in my Oracle, identified by that password, Wimana 123 as the log of DBA. Then semicolon key. Wait for processing. So creating first database. First a database called Clarissa is created. Let me show if it is created. Show PDBS semicolon then take Clarissa database. It is created. It is that one. And also I'm gonna to create second database with my second name Uwimana. We create pluggable database called my second name Uwimana. Admin user, my user Uwimana, identified for that password by Uwimana 1 2 3 rows. For the rows of 4 DBA database administrator, then semicolon enter key, wait for processing, creating another database such as Uwimana. Pluggable database Uwimana are created. Let me show if it's created. Show PDBS, then semicolon enter key. We have database Clarissa for first my name and the second name is created. For this, the next one is to create table on that database I have. On database Clarissa, I have to create one table, and database Uwimana creating one table and set a record. I'm gonna to open my PDB Clarissa in order to create inside the table inside it. I write editor for that one, editor pluggable database Clarissa open. Then I have a missing editor for open. Editor pluggable database Clarissa, then open colon. Let me wait a moment for processing to open my database Clarissa. Pluggable database added, as you see. Let me show my database is open. Show PDBS. Yes, already my database Clarissa has read and write. First you remounted it. For that one, if I open, I have a privilege to read and write. And also we go to create a table inside that database Clarissa. I write editor For switching the database, arita session help to switch database to create tables. Arita session set container equal database, my database name Canaries Turkey. Session added, then I'm gonna create a table on that database. We write create table called my table. I put it name. My table name is, let me put student, then ID, attribute of student ID, like a number, it's a number, as ID as primary key, primary key, ID and name as varchar as the length of 50, and then close the bracket, then semicolon, then enter key. Table are created on that database. Let me show my table are created. Let me first create the table inside another database called Uwimana. I open my PDB Uwimana using Arita pluggable database, Arita pluggable database called Uwimana, then open semicolon, enter key. Error. Operation affecting pluggable database cannot perform another pluggable. Let me check the pluggable database Uwimana open. Let me first exit my database, create, exit, and then go on SQL plus space / cyber IDB, then enter key, go on SQL, and also continue with Arita. Let me put show PDBs, that one. Let me switch my PDB colors, Arita pluggable database, color Uwimana, my second DB. My second DB, then open semicolon. Let me wait for opening my pluggable database Uwimana. my database altered, and then I'm gonna to switch my database in order to create table. We use Alita session set container equal my second db called Uwimana semicolon session added. I'm gonna know to create database inside my second database. My table name, it is called first is student, second let me called course. Create table called courses, then id, it's the type like number, kabiri primary key, primary key, and it has course name, that type vertical with the length of 400, and then cross. Thank you. Table created on first database. Calories create table called student, and second database called Uwimana. I created into that table called courses. Let me continue with creating template. For creating a template, we use create pluggable database template, calories template. Let me use Uwimana. Create pluggable Uwimana template Uwimana template from database name called Uwimana. Then semicolon. Error: operation not allowed from within a pluggable database. Let me exit and create, and then create template outside of database. Let me exit, and then SQL plus as sidebar, then enter key, go on SQL, then create template, create pluggable database Uwimana template Uwimana template from database name called Uwimana. Then the key. Missing database keyword. Okay. I'm missing create. Pluggable database. I think to that one. Database Uwimana template. Database Uwimana template from Uwimana PDB. Uwimana. Invalid create command. Create. Let me write in capital letter and show what next. Create. Let me copy paste. Invalid create command. What happened for creating the template? Let me show what happened. Let me use that one for creating a template. Wait, create pluggable database Uwimana template from Uwimana. Template is created. And how to show my template is created? Must wait, show PDBS. For that error for creating a template, it is the syntax error, maybe show PDBS. You see database Clarissa database Uwimana and the database Uwimana template, but it is mounted. Let me open in order to get it and write. You write Arita pluggable database Uwimana template, then open, then semicolon, the key. Wait for processing. Opening template. Pluggable database added. My database template Uwimana, it is open. Let me show how. Show PDBS. You see my database template, it is already opened. It is not mounted. Database Clarissa is open. Database Uwimana is open, and my template is open. And that one I'm going to verify my table for doing insert a record. Let me try to insert a record inside my tables. We have to exist in order to remove on template. exit, then we write SQL plus as SciDBA, then we go on SQL. We must switch my database first, the database in order to insert it table. We write arita session set, arita session set container equal my first database called Clarice, then semicolon, enter key, session altered. I'm going to insert a value on my table. Write insert into, we have the table on Clarice called student that has an attribute of ID without auto increment and name, and then values, write 1 without a single quote because it is a number, and then comma, and then single quote, my name of student. Let me write Clarice, Clarice O, like the name of student, then close bracket, then semicolon, then enter key. Though created, let me commit my rows. Commit completed. Let me show if my record is inserted. Select all from my table student, then enter key. That one, my table it have an attribute such as ID and name. The value I may insert 1 and the Clarice Uwimana as the name. And also we go on second database called Uwimana and then insert into my table courses. First my exist, that one, that database Clarice, and then SQL plus as system DBA, enter key, and then arita session set container equal Uwimana as my second name, Uwimana, then semicolon, session altered, and I'm gonna to insert a record inside my tables. Insert into table courses, the name of my table is course, table courses. I have my courses have an attribute called ID and course name, and then values have ID as example 10, and the course name, let me write database administration administration, then close bracket and then enter key. Now I created, let me commit that one, commit completed, and let me show it is created correctly. Select all from table name courses, then semicolon. Okay, on courses I have ID and course name. We have ID like term and course name database administration. I don't know what ID is that. Is that up and the database is down, I don't know, but it is I have attribute ID and course name and value ID 10 course name, and you have value database administration. I think it is on the finish. I create a database called, let me exit. Let me show database created. Exit down SQL plus as DBA. Why not? And it's an SQL plus as DBA. And SQL, let me show my database PD Prograble PDBS. I have database, my first name Clarice, my second name Wimana, and my template Wimana templates. I have it, and I put it into one table for each database and inserting a record on the finish point. I have to explain why it is useful to use template. Why it is useful to use template. Using a template, it is very important, because when you're using template, save time. It saves times, and they let you click on database without reconfiguring everything, and it is very useful for testing, training, and development. Lero, for using template, it is very useful for cloning database without configuring everything, testing, and so on. We use template in the different database. Template is in the full word and the meaningful template. The database template, it's like a blueprint. Blueprint that contain predefined setting, structure, and options for creating new database quickly. Template help to develop or to create a database quickly instead of manual setting up everything: database, table space, user parameter, and so on. You can clone or use template to generate a new database with the same configuration. For that year we have a database Wimana, and we do a template database called Wimana template. With the first database configured, it is very easy. Reason why I use template Rero. Template it help to save time. You don't have to repeat the same step each time you create a database. Or for those steps for creating a database, when you create a template, not repeat those steps. You continue with creating database templates only. And also we have template help to be consistent. To be consistent means that all database created from the template follow the same design and rule. And also we reduce an error since the structure is predefined. Mistake during step up are minimized. Template help to reduce an error because to minimize an error during the setup. And also template will help to standardization. Organization can enforce standard database configuration like security, storage, user, and also etc. And the final reason why I use template is the quick development, perfect for testing, developing, and the training environment. So thank you. That is the reason why I use template. And also thank you for attention for that one. I did thank you so much respect.